everyone, it's Caroline with 10 Tiny Toes Yoga. Welcome back to our channel if you've been here before, and if you're new, welcome. Please hit subscribe and join. We have new videos coming out every Monday, all prenatal flows. We're going to be starting to roll out some mom and baby yoga flows for you guys to do at home with your munchkins. But we're going to get started today for a full class. So just a little bit of everything, safe for all trimesters, safe for all levels of yogis, even if you're a brand new stinking beginner. Welcome. For class today, you're going to need your yoga mat, a blanket. It can be a beach towel, anything that you can just roll up to elevate your hips a little bit off of the floor. And if you have them, some blocks. So modifications are always going to be provided, but if you don't have them, you're going to be okay. So grab those, put on some stretchy pants, and let's get flowing. All right, mamas, so we're going to get started like we always do in a comfortable seated position, just so you can start with a little bit of meditation, a little bit of centering, letting go, and just focusing on you, on your breath, on your baby, and just connecting to the present moment. So relaxing your hands down on top of your knees. I want you to root down through your sits bones. You can pull the fleshy bits out just to kind of feel more firm in your seat. And again, I'm sitting on a folded up blanket that will just give a little bit of relief to my knees. And you can take your feet as wide as you need to, or you can cross them in butterfly. Just try to not cross your ankles. Let's start to leave them open and just starting to provide some more openness. We will switch the foot that's in front in just a little bit, so you can try that openness out on your unfavored hip. But stacking your vertebrae up tall and straight on your back, shoulders rolled down and back. What? What can you do?
I don't know. I'm trying.
I don't care. Can I just finish this? Yeah, I have to redo it all over again. Make it work, Mama.
Out of the screen, and
like pinch the screen like this to close it back up. Maybe you opened it up wide. Why do I even try? So rolling those shoulders down and back, we're going to just automatically get into your breath. And I know you think, breathing, I do that all the time, but I want you to really slow it down, especially your exhale, and just start to really feel that breath coming in and out. So let's start with our inhale. So inhale deeply in through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Open up your mouth. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close your eyes. Lick your lips. We're going to continue that same count. I want you to kind of do it in your head, but we're just going to be breathing in and out through our nose. So it's an ujjayi breath. It's this nasally breath down the back of your throat, but it really helps you to pull that air deeper down into your lungs to really get that deeper breath. But it also helps you to hear your breath, and it's going to make you slow your heart rate down. It's going to bring an awareness to you of really how hard your body is exerting itself. So once again, you can flutter your eyes open or you can leave them closed, relaxing your hands on top of your knees. Shoulders are down and back. Take an inhale in through your nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue that breath. When you're inhaling, be aware of if you're hunching your shoulders up or if you're holding a lot of tension in your neck or your jaw. Can you release that pressure? And as you exhale, can you start to hold baby in, slightly activating that core? Inhale, release your shoulders, let your body open up. Exhale, holding it all in. Good job. Continue that and take one hand on your heart, one hand on your baby. Continuing to close your eyes with that breath. I want you to concentrate on that inhale in. Imagining that air coming into your lungs, all of that oxygen coming into your bloodstream and going to feed your baby. And then as you exhale, remember you're holding baby in. You can rub your belly a little bit if that feels good, just to provide a little reassurance to your baby. And then inhale again in. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Feeling that hand on your heart rise as you take that big inhale in. And then as you exhale, slowly letting that hand on your belly draw in a little bit tighter. 1 more breath. Inhale in. Exhale out. Good job. Bringing your hands back on top of your knees, we're going to start to just really open up the spine. So we're going to start with our neck, just with some neck rolls. So taking your right ear over to your right shoulder. Take a deep inhale in. Let that left shoulder still sink down and back, really feeling the stretch in the side of your neck. And as you exhale, drop your chin down into your chest. Inhale, rolling over to the left. Exhale your chin down through center. 1 more time to each side. Inhaling in over to the right. Exhaling down through center. And then last time, inhaling over to the left. And once again, exhaling down through center. Hands roll to the tops of your knees. And as you inhale, you're going to lift your chin. Pinch your shoulder blades behind you like you're pinching a marker between your shoulders. Lifting your throat up, feeling this stretch around your belly. And then as you exhale, your shoulders come together in the front. You're opening your spine up to the back wall. Inhale, coming back through. So we're really working on the upper back. And then exhale, slowly coming on back. 1 more. Inhale and open. Exhale, roll it back. Bringing your chest back up to neutral. We're going to start with some pelvic rolls. So again, using your hands as a little lever on your knees. Start to just make a circle. It doesn't matter which direction you go in. We're going to go both ways. So 3 times, we're just rolling over your pelvis, rolling over your hips, letting every single muscle and ligament articulate in your back. And then stop on this 3rd one in reverse. Pulling yourself as forward as you want to, really allowing those shoulders and those hips to open up. Just rolling baby around. And then when you come back on this 3rd one, sitting back up tall, your hands are going to come down to either side, and you're going to be pushing the pads of your fingertips down into the mat. So automatically you feel a stretch around the tops of your shoulders. And we're going to go into side bends. Now, it's really important when you're further along in your pregnancy, particularly, that you do not engage your obliques. We're going to be stretching our side, but we're not going to be engaging. And the difference is when you're engaging, you're pulling your obliques to the side to strengthen them. And we don't want to do that with baby sitting low. Our abs already start to split a little bit. So we're just trying to get some to be more supple. And let me show you what I mean by that. So relaxing your left fingertips down. you're going to be leaning into this left hand. So circle your right arm around and up to the sky. And as you exhale, I'm leaning into this left arm, pushing my right hip back down towards the mat, extending my right fingertips long. Taking a deep breath in, I'm going to feel those intercostal muscles of my ribs open up. And then as I exhale, I'm pushing myself back up with both hands. So I did not use my obliques, I just stretched them. And now taking your right hand down, resting on the pads of those fingertips, leaning your left arm over, pushing your left hip back down to the mat, taking a deep breath, letting your ribs open up. Inhale and release, pushing yourself back up to the sky. And now you're going to exhale, flip your hands so that they're behind you, interlacing your fingers to make a fist. So making that fist at the base of your spine. Try to straighten out your arms, bringing the heels of your palms to touch. And then you can rest your fist on the back of your floor, on the mat, and lifting your throat up to the sky. Feel this amazing stretch across your throat, across your chest. And then coming up slow, that can be a little lightheadedness. Giving yourself a second to adjust. Slowly release your arms out in front of you now. Making that same fist again. Flip your palms out, stretching those fingertips, pushing the palms towards the front of the room. Dropping your chin into your chest, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Keeping your hands exactly as they are, slowly lift your head as you bring your arms up to the ceiling. Bringing your biceps back by your ears, feeling a stretch all the way through your armpits. And then exhale, maybe making some circles with your wrists, bringing them on down. And then opening up your hips just for a butterfly. And flap the wings of that butterfly just to release some of that tension that we've been building up in our hip flexors right there. Just flapping them out a little bit. And then briefly switch your crossing. So whichever leg you had in front, switch it to the other one. Just we're trying to balance out, maybe feel out the sides of our body. We're going to do those side stretches one more time. So on an inhale, circle both arms up to the sky now. And exhale, left hand comes down, right arm goes across. If you've got the range of motion in your neck, you can turn to look up under your right elbow. And then inhale up, automatically bringing that right hand down, left arm up, leaning over to the right side if you can, twisting your head to look up under that left elbow. Inhale, both arms back up to the sky. One more time. Hands come behind you now onto the mat. Fingertips are facing towards your feet. And just lean back. Lift your chest through, pulling your arms together behind you. And then drop your chin into your chest. Pull yourself up to sitting. And we're going to come into a tabletop position. So, if you have that blanket or that towel, you can open it up as wide as your mat. It's just going to help to provide some more comfort for your knees. So bringing your knees on to your mat, bring your hands down, and let's check our alignment real quick. So make sure that your hips are above your knees, your shoulders are above your wrists, your fingers are spread out wide. If carpal tunnel is an issue for you right now, you can roll up your mat and place the heel of your palm up on the mat, leaning more into your fingertips, and that's just going to allow for more blood to enter your hands, so hopefully they won't go numb. But coming back, we're going to start just with some cats and cows. So on an inhale, you're going to pull your shoulders away from your ears. Flare your glutes up a little bit towards the sky, squeezing your back body. And as you exhale, hug baby into your spine, pushing the mat away. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, open it up, dropping into your cow's pose. Exhale, hugging baby into your spine, pushing the floor away into your cat's pose. Last one, inhale and open. Exhale and close. Now coming to a neutral spine, tuck your toes under, walk your hips back so that they're sitting on top of your heels. Interlacing your hands at the wrist, just start to make some circles. So once again, we're always just going to be aware of that circulation. Since we're pregnant, we have so much more blood pumping in us. And so we move slow, but we keep things moving. Motion is the lotion. And then reverse, bringing your hands back the other way, just stretching out those wrists. Also, as you're probably noticing right now, we're stretching out the bottoms of our feet, which does not feel fantastic, but they need this love too, trust me. So we are going to come right back into that tabletop position. Moving my mic a little bit. Coming back to this tabletop position, take your right foot and extend your right leg back, rocking back and forth on this right leg, opening up that calf muscle. And then engaging your glute, making sure your shoulders are above your wrists again. Squeeze your right glute to lift that right leg up. Extend that left arm forward. We're going right into our core work now. We're working those transverse abdominals. Inhale, extend. Exhale, you're going to bring your elbow and your knee slowly to meet underneath you. Maybe they just wave from a distance. Maybe they can kiss and touch, who knows? Inhale and extend. 2 more. Exhale, crunch. Now, this is a safe exercise to do for your core during pregnancy because this brings the different sides of your abdominals to meet, those transverse abdominals, and those are going to help you to push baby out. Inhale and extend. Drop your hand down to the mat. A little bit more work on this glute. We're going to do 8 pulses. So flexing the toe back towards your face. Straight leg, pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your foot like you're putting your footprint on your ceiling, working on our hamstrings. Pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your right knee down and then extend it out to the side, directly out to the side of you, and come to standing on that left knee. We're in our gate pose here. So you're going to feel this amazing stretch on this inner thigh in just a second. But let's take this opportunity in this pose to find some space again in our bodies. So inhale, your left arm straight up to the sky. And as you exhale, just lean slightly over to your right side, keeping that big stretch through your left side, opening up those ribs. And then slowly coming out of this pose, bringing your hands down to the mat. You're going to sit your hips back towards your heels. Right leg is still extended. You can stay up as high as you need to. You should feel this amazing stretch on your right inner thigh. Or you can continue to walk your hands out in front of you. Make sure baby is on the inside of your left thigh. Extending your arms out, letting your body melt down into this position a little bit. Letting all of that fascia along your body to open, to release. Perfect. And then slowly pushing yourself up. Hands come back underneath your shoulders. Sliding that right knee in. Let's go into the other side. Here we go. Extend that left foot back. Once again, just rocking back and forth, stretching out your calf muscle here. And then coming to stillness, hands over your wrists, shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Engage that left glute, squeeze, lift your left leg up, keeping those left toes flexed. It helps to think about pointing your big toe down towards the midline. That's a little cue I like to use just to help myself remember to pull that left hip down. Extend your right arm forward. And again, you can stay here, or you can go for a little crunch. So inhale and extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale and extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale and extend. Last one. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale and extend. Bring your hands down to the mat. And we're going to do those little straight leg pulses working on the glute. So make sure you're pressing evenly between both hands. Hips are parallel down to the mat. Left toes are flexed back towards your face. And pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knee, footprint on the ceiling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee comes down, grazes your mat, and then extends out to the side. Once again, walk your hands back up, coming into this gate pose. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. Left hand slides down your left thigh as you lean over to the left. Pushing those ribs open, taking that deep breath to open up your ribs. And then inhale, both arms come back up. Sit your hips back towards your heel. And start to slowly walk your hands out, stretching out your inner thigh on your left side. Now you'll notice I just took a little rock with it. And sometimes you just have to maybe adjust your foot a little bit. Pressure, I feel like, is okay in yoga, but any sharp pains, back out of the pose and try and get back in. But if you haven't stretched in a while, this is probably a very tight position for you. But trust me, working with it through our classes, you're going to find a lot of benefits. Okay. And then slowly, let's come on out of this pose, bringing that left knee back in. Walking your knees forward a little bit. I want to have the opportunity for you to roll this blanket up. We're going to come into a squat position. And since I feel like it's more common in my classes for moms to have tighter calf muscles and Achilles, it's a lot of more pressure release to have a mat rolled up under your heels. So let me show you what I mean. So if you can roll this up behind you, take your hands back to the mat. Step your toes in front of your rolled up blanket. And then as you walk your hands back, you're coming into a squat, but you can see my heels are on this blanket and it's just providing a lot less tension into my ankles, into my heels. So coming into this Malasana position, this is another birthing position. So this is a great one for you to practice. And I'm going to do one little sciatic stretch here to help you if you are having any of those sciatica issues, which are also, again, very common during your pregnancy. So from here, I want you to take your left hand and to put it down on the floor. My left elbow is resting against my inner thigh of my left leg. And then you're going to lift your right arm up to the sky behind you. And I'm using my left hand to anchor and pull that left leg open as I'm stretching out to the right. And then release and switch. My right hand comes down. It's pushing against my right knee. Inhale my left arm up to the sky. And then exhale and release. Perfect. Now we're going to come to standing and start our standing sequence. So bringing your hands down to the mat, you can walk your feet forward just a little bit to bring them off of that blanket. Lower your heels down to the mat. Walk your hands onto the tops of your knees. Stay here for a second as you bring your heart and your head up, letting that blood drain back down. We're going to do one little cat and cow here. So inhale and squeeze. Exhale and roll it under, and then slowly come to standing. Okay, so removing the blanket out from underneath you. You can just place it to the side for when we come back to Shavasana. But we're going to do something called a scoop and swoosh. It's like a made-up thing. But it's just to get your heart rate going back up, to really start to loosen up your legs. And you can go as soft or as deep into this as you'd like. So I will show you a little slowly how it starts. So you're going to start with your feet hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. And as you scoop, you're going to sit your hips back like you're going into the wall behind you. And you're going to scoop your arms up, inhaling. And then as you exhale, you're going to swoosh that air away. So inhale, scoop, and then the opposite side, swoosh. So if you're not feeling it, you can go real slow like this. But we're going to start to build up the pace and build up the depth of this posture, just to keep our heart rates getting going again. So here we go. We're going to do this for about 2 minutes. So inhale, sit back and scoop. Exhale. Keep going. Little bit faster if you can. Again, just be true to where you are. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Your heart rate is starting to really shoot up, which is going to just give us a lot of energy for the rest of our flow. Keep it going. We got about 20 more seconds. Scoop, swoosh. You should be able to bend a little bit deeper at this point. Scoop, swoosh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, close your eyes. Hand on your heart, hand on your baby. Feel that heart rate. It should be going pretty steady click right now. But I want you to start to slow down that exhale. You're in charge of your heart rate. You can help to monitor this. So taking that deep inhale in through your nose. Slow down your exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And take one final breath. Flutter your eyes open. Release your hands down by your side. Step to the front of your mat and let's start to flow with this energy. So your feet are about hips distance apart. Rock back and forth on your feet so you feel that firm foundation of your toes and your heels. Roll your shoulders down and back. Your arms are extended by your side. Make sure you don't have this, we get this lordosis of our spine. Try to pull your pelvis in, flattening your spine against a wall behind you. Inhale, circle your arms around and up to the sky. Exhale, grab your right wrist, lean over to the left side. Inhale, pull yourself back up, switch out your grip. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, releasing those hands behind your back. You've seen this before. Interlacing your fingers, creating that fist. Take the tips of your shoulder blades back. Inhale, lift your throat up to the sky. And then exhale, slowly starting to hinge at your hips, bending your knees. Start to bend forward. halfway. So you're just at parallel to the floor. Your arms can stay on your back, but if you've got more mobility, range of motion in your wrists and your shoulders, bring them up a little bit higher. And then releasing your hands, sit your hips back like you're sitting into a chair, circling your arms around and down. Coming up to a chair position, arms are extended out right by your ears. If this is too much for your shoulders, you can bring your hands to your heart center. And then pushing down through your heels. Inhale, come to standing, hands come down by your side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, circle your arms around and up. One more time. Exhale. Just opening up those ribs, leaning over to the left. Inhale, back up to the middle. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, both arms back up to the sky. Exhale. If you can, switch out your grip so your other thumb is on top. Inhale, pull those arms down and back, lifting your throat up to the sky. Hinging at your hips, softening your knees. Exhale, come down halfway. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Releasing your hands, sitting your hips back into that chair. Circle your arms around and down. Hands come up by your ears or again into that prayer position in front of your chest. And we're going to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing. Arms circle around and down. Hands come to your hips. Step your right leg back. Slowly lower your right knee down to the mat. Untucking your right toes. Left foot slides forward just a little bit. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinging forward, stretching out the hip flexor on your right leg. Lifting your chest up while still rooting down into the mat. Exhale, straightening out your left leg, flexing your left toes up towards your face, bringing your hands down, or you can bring them to your waistline. But feel this stretch behind that left leg. Putting the bend back into your left foot, slide your left foot back. Hands come directly underneath your shoulders, knees step wide a little bit. You're not necessarily in tabletop, you're leaning forward. And we're going to do 2 push-ups here, Chaturanga Push-Ups. Your elbows are going to graze your ribs. So exhale, coming down halfway. Inhale, push yourself back up, really getting into those triceps. Exhale and come down. Inhale, push yourself back up. Knees come wide, big toes touch. Push your hips back towards your heels, lowering your torso down to the mat. Baby is in between your legs. And just take a breath here, stretching out your low back and your hips in your child's pose. And then slowly inhale, pushing yourself back up. Take your right leg now, stepping your right leg to the front of your mat. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinging forward, stretching out the hip flexors and the round ligament on your left side. Lifting your torso up while still rooting down firmly into the mat. Slowly inhale, pushing yourself back up. Exhale, flexing your right toes up to the sky, straightening your right leg, hinging at your hips just a little bit so that you feel the stretch behind your right leg. And then putting the bend back into your right foot now. Slide your right foot back. Those 3 Chaturanga push-ups again. Inhale. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. One more. Exhale, down. We had an extra one on this one. Inhale, up. Toes come wide, walking your hands back. Come into your Malasana Squat. Hands come to prayer position. Slowly lower your heels, coming up halfway. Inhale for your cat's pose, cow's pose. Exhale, cat's pose. And slowly roll on up to standing. Take a step back up to the front of your mat again. Feet are still hips distance apart. Inhale, circle your arms around and up, grabbing that right wrist, lean over to the left side. Inhale, come on up, switch out your grip, grabbing your left wrist, lean over to the right. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, circling your arms around and down, interlacing your fingers, making that fist. Squeeze the palms of your hands together. Exhale, hinging at your hips, coming down halfway, straightening out your legs just a little bit, not locking them out by any means. There's still a slight bend. Releasing your hands, sitting back into your chair pose, circling your arms around and up. And we're going to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing. Hands circle around to your waist. Take your right foot, step it back. Not a huge step. Warrior 2 is a much wider step. We're just going into Warrior 1. Your hips are still facing the front of your mat. There's a bend in your left leg, but you can still see your left toes. Don't go past your left toes. Inhale, both arms around and up to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. You're rooting your right foot firmly down into the mat, feeling this full stretch from your right foot all the way up through your fingertips. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hinge forward. One more time. Inhale and come up. Exhale, hinge it forward. Good. Inhale and come up. Another shoulder stretch. Hands come around and down. Now, you can make the fist. I am just crossing my arms at the elbow. Inhale, lift up. Pulling your shoulders together, opening up your chest. And then exhale, hinging forward into a humble warrior. Baby is coming off to the inside of that left leg. Feeling a great stretch through those left glutes. Inhale and come up. Release your arms around and up to the sky. Pick up your right heel. Lean forward into that left leg again. And step both feet up. Exhale your hands around and down. Inhale, opposite side, arms come around and up. Exhale your hands down to your hips. Step your left leg back. Warrior 1. So check your alignment. Knees going the same direction as your foot. You can see your foot. Your back foot is down at a little angle. Inhale, both arms up to the sky for your Warrior 1. Exhale, hinge forward. Really pushing into that left leg, that left foot. Inhale, both arms around and up. Exhale, hinging it forward. Awesome. One more time. Inhale and up. We're building up so much strength in our back body. Exhale, coming around. Getting that full diagonal stretch. Inhale, come on up. Release your arms around behind your back. Once again, I'm just crossing my forearms. It looks like this. Pulling those shoulder blades back. Lifting up to the sky. Just one little stretch on my front of my body. And then exhale, hinging forward, coming into humble warrior. Baby comes off to the left side. Perfect. Inhale, release. Hands come down and around back up. Pick up your back heel. Lean into that right foot. And step your left leg up to join it. Pause. Okay. And back up. Last round here. Inhale, circle your arms around and up. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, back through the middle. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, your hands around behind your back. Inhale, open up. Exhale, hinging at your hips. Bending your knees softly. Bend forward. Exhale, release your hands, sitting down into your hips, circling your arms around and up, and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle your arms around and down as you push up to standing. Hands come to your hips. Step your right leg far back this time, much wider lunge. Dropping that back heel down, opening up your hips to the side of your mat now, opening up your arms into warrior 2. So checking your alignment, your heel is intersecting the foot, hit the back of the mat, your arms are out wide, your gaze is soft over those left fingertips. Inhale, sink another inch into that left leg. Release your right arm down, your right leg. Inhale, lift your left arm up and back. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, side angle, so your left elbow comes to your left knee. Lifting your right arm up to the sky, releasing your shoulder down and back, elongating your neck. Inhale, straighten out your left leg as you come up to standing, leaning back for reverse triangle. And then exhale, bringing your hands to parallel. Shorten your stance just a little bit by heel-toeing your foot closer, bending your hips to the back of your mat. Lean forward, 2 straight legs. When you can't lean anymore, drop your hands down to the mat. Notice my left hand is on my left shin. That's fine. If you have a block, you can put your hand on a block. Just don't rest your hand on that joint. If you have that balance, you can turn your gaze up to look at your right fingertips. If you do not have that balance, keep your gaze down towards the floor. Staying here for one more breath, feeling this opening all along that inner thigh. Slowly turn your gaze down to the floor as you turn your torso down, picking up that right heel again. We've been here before. Arms are up to the sky, leaning into that left leg. Step your right foot up to join it. Hands come down. Inhale, circle your arms around and up. Exhale, hands come down to your hips. Step your left leg back, warrior 2. So once again, checking your alignment. Left leg is straight and strong. Right leg is going in the same direction as your toes. You can see your toes. Your hips are open up to the back of your mat. Opening up your arms wide to either side. Take an inhale in. Exhale, sink another inch down. Let your left hand come down your left thigh. Sweep your right arm up to the sky for a little reverse warrior. And then bringing your arms back through warrior 2, coming into the side angle. Your right elbow comes down to your right knee. Your left arm floats up to the sky, pulling your shoulder away from your ears, elongating that neck. Gaze can stay down low, or again, you can look up towards your fingertips. And then slowly pushing up, straightening your right leg, leaning back for a reverse triangle pose, so 2 straight legs. And then exhale, lowering your hands to parallel. Heel toe in that back foot just a little bit. And with 2 straight legs, bump your hips to the back of your mat. Lean forward. When you can't lean anymore, drop your hands coming into your triangle pose. Going to turn your torso to the front of your mat, Pick up the heel of your left leg and step your left leg up to join your right. Exhale, lowering your hands down by your side. Now, step wide back on your mat. So you are in a very wide angle here. Your heels are in, your toes are out. You can lift your arms up straight above you, bringing your hands to a prayer position. Exhale, squat down, just opening up, coming into this little sumo squat here. Knees are wide, torso is up, shoulders are stacked above your hips. And then bringing your hands down to your knees, you can rest on down. All of my weight is resting on my inner thighs. It's just helping to lever them open a little bit more. And then we're going to go into a shoulder dip. So dropping your left shoulder, looking over to the right side, really using your left hand to push your left knee out wider. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, drop that right shoulder, looking over to your left side. I kind of like just to make this, do organic moves, whatever feels good to you. It just kind of feels good to me to rock a little bit back and forth here. And then coming back into stillness, bringing your hands back to that prayer position, squeezing down through your heels, your inner thighs. Lift yourself back up. Turn your toes forward now so your heels disappear. Hands come out to either side. Put a soft bend in your knees. And hinging at your hips, we're going to come down halfway. Once again, you should be feeling this in the backs of your legs. You're pushing your legs towards straightness. They are not locked out. And then slowly releasing, bringing your hands down to the mat. Again, if the floor is not accessible to you, you can walk your hands out further. You can walk your legs further apart, or you could put a block underneath your hands. But just coming down for a little more release into the hips. You should find now, after all of the flowing, that you have a lot more flexibility in your hips. Placing your left hand below your face, lifting your right arm out to the side. You can turn your gaze to look at that right arm. And then release. Right arm comes down. Lifting your left arm first. Notice I'm not twisting my back. I'm trying to keep my hips parallel to the floor, just lifting the arm. And then I'm twisting my head just to look at my arm. And then lower your hands back down. Now, since our head has been below our heart, we're just going to slowly come on down to the floor here, not bringing our torso back up again. Coming to sit on your knees. If this isn't comfortable, you can just sit right on your seat. But we're coming down anyways. So just relaxing there for a moment, making sure your blood pressure lowers back down. Come straight on into a butterfly position again. So we're opening the legs out wide. Hands come down to the bottoms of your feet. You can peel those feet open once again, just stretching your feet, giving them a little love for all of the work that they're doing for you. And then also flapping those wings in that butterfly pose, just taking some of that tension out of your hip flexors. Once more, we're going to go into that single leg stretch. One more pose before we get out of here. So stretching your right leg long, bringing your left leg in towards your middle alignment. Lifting your arms up to the sky, lifting out of your side body, finding that space. Twist to your straight leg, and then slowly just come on down, lowering your left shoulder. Baby is off to the inside of that right leg. You should feel some really amazing stretching happening in your lower left back. Perfect. And then inhale and come up. Take your right knee, just sit it behind you. We're going to come into a pretty like a yin pose for our pigeon. So we're just going to twist over to your right side and lower down. Just a little twisting in the spine. And then we're going to counterpose that just by twisting back to the left. Perfect. And then let's hit the other side. So your right heel comes in towards your midline, your left leg is extended long, your toes are flexed up, your knee is facing up as well. Inhale your arms around and up to the sky, lift out of that side body, twist your torso so you're coming down mostly over your extended leg, but off to the side, obviously for a baby. And then feel that stretch. Rest your hand down, drop your right shoulder as much as you can. You'll feel more of that opening in your lower right back now. And inhale and come up, bend that left foot in, twisting to your left side. Feel a little bit more opening in your spine. And then coming over to your right, just counterbalancing that twist. All right, now we're ready for Shavasana. So we're gonna come down onto our left side. You're going to stack your knees, your hips, your ankles. If you still have that blanket nearby, you can definitely use it to rest under your head, or you can bring it down between your knees, whichever brings you most comfort. But stay here in your Shavasana. You can place your hand back on your belly just to reconnect with your baby. Your heart rate should have come down by now. And in this final Shavasana, just take a moment to, I like to always end my classes with some gratitude. I just feel like having a grateful heart will always put you in the right mindset for your day. So I have a ton of gratitude for you all for taking this class, for checking on your health, and for trying to find some sort of exercise. The benefits of exercise during pregnancy, particularly yoga, are just phenomenal. So I want to encourage you to stick with your practice. Come back to this video, check out others. Please subscribe just so you can get notifications of when anything happens. But always, always take time for yourself. You are equipped, you are beautiful, and you can do this. So relax in this Shavasana for however long your schedule will permit you to. Remember, find that gratitude for people or for events or for anything that just makes you smile. Send some positivity to them. And I'm sending that to you now. So going forth, let there be peace and love in your thoughts, peace and love in your words, and peace and love in your heart. From my heart to yours, and that one beating fiercely inside your chest. Namaste.